Oh my gosh. Hi. This is my first YouTube live. This looks better than Facebook Live. Like it's more clear. Wow. How fun. Okay. Hello, people. Let's see who comes on. This is so exciting. I want to just open up to new people, new audience, new people. I'm so excited. So I'm Katie Awake. That's my online persona, my business name. This is my home bookshelf, all of me and my husband's books. These are some beautiful permanent leaves, flowers, plants. So I'm currently running a Quantum Gold Mastermind, which is part of what has inspired me to come on and talk with you all on this live stream. I'm going to just fix my ponytail, actually. I hope some people come on. This is so fun. I do want to talk about surrendering to your God flow. I want to talk about just letting God work through you. And I've actually been getting guidance for a long time to focus on growing my YouTube channel. So apparently that's this. And wow, I can feel what a different platform this is than Facebook. You know, Facebook's kind of, what's the word? I'm seeing like lions and tigers fighting. You know, it's kind of cutthroat on Facebook. I feel like it's a bit merciless. That's accurate. I feel like Facebook is merciless. I feel like I don't like how competitive it is. I don't like how it feels like, maybe it's particularly in the coaching industry. I don't like how it feels like everybody's competing with each other. I'm not against Facebook. Obviously, there's some things about it I don't like, but it feels really good to be on here. Like YouTube is like, wow, it's so much bigger. It's endless. It's like not just limited to the 5,000 friends you can have on Facebook, or how many people on Facebook. Sorry, that's an alarm. But how many people on Facebook are like watching your stuff, but they don't really actually like you? Or how many people on Facebook are watching your stuff and they're actually like looking for something to tear down, right? And sometimes that's the same mindset as like if somebody's watching your stuff, but they are maybe jealous, and jealousy usually comes from if they haven't tapped into the gold of their own soul, like their own gifts and genius and what they're here on the planet to do. So therefore, when they see somebody just like in the gold of their soul, like in their angelic nature, doing their thing, playing their music, bringing their messages through, being in their God soul flow, which is your real innate wealth, like they see someone like that and it just automatically like brings up their insecurities and their jealousy and their doubt. And, so then maybe they project negatively towards that person, and that's just where they're at. Like that's just the level of consciousness that they're at. So they don't even know that they're doing it. They don't know that what they see in that person is completely possible within them also. It'd be crazy if I went live on Facebook on my cell phone at the same time that I'm here. That would be so fun. I'm going to do it. Oh my God, this is so fun. I'm having a really fun time right now. Okay, bear with me for a moment. I wonder if anyone will see this. I'm really excited about this right now. I've actually wanted to do this for a very long time. This is so fun. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm live in 2 places. I'm on YouTube and Facebook. So don't be mad at me, Facebook. But I know you're not actually a social media channel. You're a living, breathing soul, just like. Hi, everyone. Say hi to me. Tell me who's on. Let's all be friends. I feel like that's what I want to say, particularly to the social media platform of Facebook, not the people, but some of us were chatting on Facebook recently about this, that there's actually an agenda behind it, behind the F book, that wants to divide people, wants to pit people against each other. I feel like on that platform, there's a blueprint in it that wants people pitted against each other. And you can see it in the different emoji choices they give you. Like they want you to do the angry face or the wow face or the sad face. It's like, no, we just want to be happy. We just want to love each other, because that's the real human spirit. The true human spirit is loving. That's why it feels good. That's when you know you're home. That's when you know, like, you recognize that frequency of goodness and kindness in your human hearts and connecting with other humans. That's our actual God soul flow. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's beautiful. Kind of blowing my own mind a little bit here. I wanted to do this for so long, going live in multiple places at the same time. I was thinking of doing StreamYard at one point, and then one of the beautiful souls that I was in a business mastermind with actually let me know that kind of like blew the systems out when she did StreamYard on all the platforms at once. So here we are doing things a little bit more manual style. I've got my laptop open on YouTube. I've got my cell phone open on Facebook. I feel like I'm talking to the whole world, which is so fun. I feel like I'm talking to 8 billion of you. So amazing. So we did want to talk today about the God soul flow, and what's coming through me, through my God soul flow of what that is the true kindness of the human heart, which is God. That's the actual frequency of God. Kindness, love. That's the real frequency. So whenever you're not in that, doesn't mean you're doing anything bad or wrong, but just find your way back in. Come back home. This is why meditation and spiritual practices are so powerful. You can just shift back in. But let me just drop in a little bit deeper. Yeah, so one of my favorite experiences that I have, and this happens to me pretty regularly, I'll just be like waiting in line at a corporate restaurant like Chipotle or Starbucks or something, because I'm a frequenter of Chipotle and Starbucks. And it will just strike me how this love frequency that I can feel emanating from and through everyone's hearts. And that doesn't mean that everyone's necessarily aware of it, but it's there. And I feel like that's the real tone that beats everyone's hearts. And that's actually like our home base, our home frequency. But a lot of people, we all have traumas and fears and insecurities and discordances in our energy field and stuff that's been passed down for many generations. So people can't necessarily always feel themselves. They might not even be able to, they might not have a familiarity with their own soul's energy, because for a lot of generations, the normal like default energy state isn't the actual soul's energy. It's more like different beliefs or mind patterns or just stuff that's discordant with the soul's flow. So it's really an incredible act of courage and bravery, and it's like a willingness to be different, right? A willingness to stand out from the pack, a willingness to be different from the crowd, to do things in your own way, to live your life and make your choices from your own soul's harmony, like your own soul's harmonics, the tone of your own soul. And I love how this is coming through today. That's actually the heartbeat. Like obviously the heartbeat is a sound. The heartbeat is a vibration, and it's the sound of God. That's the sound of love. That's the tone. So anytime this is something a coach said to me years and years ago, but anytime you feel like dissociated or disconnected or away from yourself, away from your own humanity, just come back into your own beating heart, reconnect. And it's not something that you can ever really truly be separate from or disconnected from, because it's your own heart. It's in your chest, right? Nobody's pulled your heart out. It's not gone. it's actually easier to be in harmony with God and soul flow when after you die, like if you're not in your human form anymore, because then you just are that. It's more when you come in here and you take on the human form and the human body and the mind and your personality, and we have all this amazing capacity as a human, but we also have the capacity to go off track, right? We have the capacity to go away from God. We have the capacity to go away from our beating heart, but you also have the capacity to realize that you've gone away or strayed in some way, shape, or form. And so you have the capacity to come back as well. And you always do. I know sometimes, and this is true for me too, I know sometimes when things are the worst, or when we're feeling like the worst pains or traumas or sicknesses, here in the human experience, it can make us want annihilation, or it can bring up feelings of just not even wanting to be here. And I feel that way sometimes in myself too. But the thing to remember is that my husband was telling me this before. I always want to give people credit, but that's a temporary feeling. It does pass. And this is something that I tell my clients if they're feeling that, like if they're having any feelings of wanting to take their own life, to remember that, don't do that physically, because it's just a backward step in your own spiritual ascension process. Like you're just going to have to come back and keep trying to learn through the lessons that you're learning through. And B, you can go and like help clients do this. So feel free to message me if you want some support. But you can go through a spiritual death and rebirth without actually dying out of the physical realm. You don't need to take your own life physically. You can go through a spiritual death and rebirth and birth the next form of you, right? I've actually been doing this for years in myself. I've done it a number of times in myself. And for me, leading my clients through spiritual deaths and rebirths, it happens in their sessions between them and God. I just had a client go through, and she's in it right now this week, actually. Hello, if you see this. And if you know that I'm talking about you. Obviously, I'm going to keep you completely anonymous. But like I have a client this week who's going through an incredible metamorphosis, an incredible like dissolving of how she's known herself to be on a level of human personality and identity. And then her next form is being born, and that'll happen next. But you have to be willing to go through the times where the ways that you've known yourself to be need to die sometimes. They need to collapse, but that does not mean to take your own life or to do it physically. It just means to allow yourself to go through it psychologically, spiritually, emotionally. And this is where I would say like the traditional mental health field kind of maxes out, right? And this is where spiritual healing, multidimensional energy healers like myself can help you through a spiritual death and rebirth, which is actually an incredibly beautiful natural process. It's just that like here in this earth plane, emotions maybe haven't really been well supported. It hasn't been okay for you to come out of the dark. It hasn't been okay for you to feel some of that deep, dark pain that's in your consciousness. It hasn't been like a known thing that it's really normal to go through spiritual death and rebirth actually a number of times throughout your life. And this comes through for my clients as well, that some of the metamorphoses that when consciousness was lower on the planet, we actually had to go through a physical death and then reincarnation to go through the transformation that the soul wanted to go through. But now with consciousness being higher on the planet, you don't actually have to die physically to rebirth yourself spiritually. You can absolutely do it multiple times in one incarnation. And I know a lot of people will resonate with this. Maybe not a lot of people talk about it this openly, but like I work with hundreds of people over the years, and I talk to them about this and they're like, yeah, I feel you. They get it intuitively. It's just maybe it hasn't been like this normal talked about thing. So we're chatting about all things metamorphosis today. If you want to say hi to me as you're coming on, I always love to know who's here. If you want to ask me, if you'd like an energy reading or a remote energy healing, feel free to ask me your questions in the comments. Or if this is resonating with you, like if you are currently going through a spiritual death and rebirth process, if that's resonating with you on a soul level, just tell me about it in the comments, or you can send me a private message too if you prefer to do so with privacy. And I'm happy to support you through that process. I do have um, multiple levels of offers available. So for my spiritual entrepreneurs out there, I have a really incredible group mastermind that's called Quantum Gold. Quantum Gold is actually the frequency of the masters. It's the frequency of divine union. It absolutely supports all the souls inside into their spiritual harmony within their soul and union with God inside. And then as it also is the birth of your soul-led empire, your soul-led business, and your soul's actual sacred relationship with money anymore. We're not having it on a pedestal anymore. We're not ashamed of loving money anymore. Like money gets to support you just, you know, money's really unlimited and abundant. It just gets to flow in. It gets to just be this steady abundance support in your life. It's no big deal anymore. So we shift into that. It's all the inner healing, inner child healing, nervous system healing. It's actually a 9-month spiritual justice mastermind container. So this is for you if you're very serious about your healing journey, if you're very serious about wanting to create soul aligned wealth, soul aligned business success, and to heal yourself on all levels and to further your spiritual ascension journey inside. Just comment below if you would like to chat with me about the Quantum Gold Mastermind container. And I'd love to have that chat with you to find out if we're a match and a fit to work together. I'll be able to see energetically if the Quantum Gold frequency is actually going to give you the results that you want in your life on all those levels. So we can just have a chat about that. And then if you're just wanting exclusive one-to-one ticket containers that are a full year of mentorship with me. And I also have some more entry level one-to-one offers. There's a 12-day program or a 2-day program. So just tell me in the comments from there. All right, so we're off the Facebook. I'm going to sign off the YouTube as well. And yeah, it's been fun to be here with you all. Again, if you want any information about my offers, if you're a spiritual entrepreneur looking for your soul business success, which is about your inner surrendering to your God flow through you. And then the soul business success is like breathing after that, right? Yeah, just let me know in the chat. Or if you're looking for one-to-one healing or coaching work, just let me know and I will get back to you.